Stop everything you've learned about investing. The S&P 500, the index you've been told is the safest path to wealth, is hiding a massive, catastrophic flaw that could wipe out your returns in the next crash. The question to ask is, did you know that 1/3 of its entire value is tied up in a handful of volatile tech stocks, leaving you exposed and vulnerable, like a sports car with no brakes? Today, we are dismantling that myth and showing you the data-driven upgrade. A Swiss Army knife portfolio built from just 5 ETFs designed not just to grow your money, but to survive any market storm. This revolutionary 5-fund approach replaces blind reliance on a single index with a flexible, global, and resilient system. If you're tired of seeing your portfolio dominated by the performance of just Apple or Nvidia, hit that subscribe button right now, because what we're about to reveal changes everything. The fundamental weakness of the S&P 500 is its deadly combination of sector concentration and geographical home bias. Its heavy tilt towards US large-cap tech means you're not truly diversified. You're betting the farm on a few giants. When the tech sector stumbles, the entire index is dragged down with surprising force and speed. Our solution begins with 5 funds, each playing a critical role to fill the gaps the S&P 500 leaves behind. VEA remains the powerful core, capturing the undeniable growth of US large-cap America. But growth needs a cushion, and that's where SCHD steps in as the stabilizer. SCHD selects companies with a decade-long track record of dividend payments, providing tangible income even in a downturn. Next, we inject VBR, the small-cap value engine, which holds hundreds of under-the-radar businesses. VBR is the contrarian element, promising strong long-term returns, though you must be ready for sharp swings. To combat home bias, we add VEA, opening your portfolio to developed markets like Europe and Japan. VEA ensures you capture growth outside the US, diversifying against American market slowdowns. Finally, XCEM offers exposure to explosive emerging markets, specifically excluding China to reduce political risk. This is your most volatile gear, focusing on countries like India and Taiwan for unmatched long-term potential. We are constructing a multi-factor shield against volatility, which is why this approach is so compelling. If you've found the traditional 60/40 strategy confusing or outdated, you'll want to stick with us to the end. Before we dive into the specific allocations, make sure you've subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into these simulated results. The genius of this 5 ETF system is its flexibility to adapt to your life stage. The funds stay the same, but the proportions change based on your time horizon and risk tolerance. The young accumulator, 20s to 30s, prioritizes aggressive growth. This recipe is heavily weighted towards VBR, 20%, and XCEM, 15%, alongside a large core of VEA, 40%, and VEA, 25%. Expect significant volatility, but time provides the parachute to ride out the cycles. The balanced grower, 40s to 50s, begins to shift towards stability. VEA, 40%, and SCHD, 25%, form the defensive anchor and the growth engine. VBR and XCEM are trimmed to 10% and 5% respectively, reducing the sharpest edges of the portfolio. This approach maintains compounding power while recognizing less time is available to recover from major crashes. The capital preserver, retirement, focuses overwhelmingly on income and wealth protection. SCHD dominates this portfolio at 60%, maximizing the stable cash flow from reliable dividends. VEA, 20%, and VEA, 15%, maintain some low volatility growth and international diversification. Crucially, XCEM is removed entirely, as its intense swings are too sharp for a retiree relying on their nest egg. This allocation structure provides a psychological anchor, allowing retirees to stay the course even when markets are sliding. Dividends provide the tangible cash flow needed to avoid panic selling at the worst possible moment. This adaptive framework gives you multiple pathways to win, a truly resilient multi-factor way to build wealth over time. However, even this design carries trade-offs. Diversification spreads risk, but it does not erase it. VBR will experience intense swings, and VEA has lagged US returns for years, requiring immense patience. XCEM comes with a higher expense ratio and geopolitical uncertainty that can amplify volatility. Yet, the strength lies in the interplay. When one engine sputters, others are designed to lead. It's not about finding a portfolio that never loses money, but one that can endure every storm. This 5 ETF system is not perfect, but it is the closest thing to a flexible, adaptable, and crisis-resistant framework you will find. Which of these 3 recipes, aggressive, balanced, or preserver, best matches your life stage right now? Tell us in the comments.